Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for being here today. It's a pleasure to be sharing with you another day. Today we're supposed to start with a new unit. So you need to go to page 60, page 60. You need to go to page 60, unit 8A. Okay, this is all about giving advice. So the first question for you, Christian, is when you have problems, okay, all kinds of problems, difficulties, and you need help, you need solutions, who do you talk to?
Mm, with my parents and my friends,
Mm,
and with
okay,
myself, obviously.
okay, so you reflect.
Yes.
Does it depend on the type of problem or it doesn't matter?
Mm, I think it's key to talk with ourselves
Okay,
because in the final in final
at the end,
we
at the end,
at the end we we make the decisions.
okay, okay. For example, if you have problems at university, if you're getting bad marks, okay, you're having a hard time with a subject, who do you talk to?
With my best friend
Okay.
because he is studying here too,
Okay, so
and
you can
he's my best friend
okay.
since 2007.
Since 2007. Okay, so
Since
he can help you out with the subjects and the contents.
yes.
So you study together?
No,
No,
because
helps you only
he's studying mechanics and I'm studying astronomy.
studying. Okay, so you are studying mechanics. No, okay, all right. Okay, Maka, in your case, when you have problems or difficulties, who do you talk to? Does it depend on the situation, on the problem, or you don't care?
I usually talk to my mom
Mm,
or my best friend,
yeah, okay,
and
okay.
depends of the topic.
It depends on the topic. Depends on the topic. For example, if you
On the
have
topic.
yeah, for example, if you have money problems, okay, if you need money, for example, to buy a book you need or to buy a new laptop, who do you talk to?
Uh, I I talk to my mom.
You talk to your mom. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. So your mom is the person to talk to if you need money.
Of course.
Okay. What about giving advice, Maka? Are you good at giving advice?
Uh, I think that
Okay. So when people have problems, when your friends have problems, they talk to you?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So you're practically a consultant. All right. Christian, in your case, do people talk to you when they need help?
Yes, my best friend. Every time that she has problems, talk to me
Okay.
for advice.
So you're a good advisor.
Mm, frequently, she she doesn't ¿cómo se dice? Seguir mi consejo.
Follow my advice.
Follow my advice.
Okay.
At, at
Okay.
the end, we we do that we want.
Okay. Yeah. At the end, you do what you want, whatever you want. Yeah.
Yes.
So finally, you decide.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Look at the second question. It's a very gender related question. It says, do you think that men find it more difficult than women to talk about their problems? Do you think there is a difference in terms of gender or not? Do you think that it's easier for women to open up and talk about their problems and ask for help, and for men it's more difficult to open up? Maka, do you think that's true, or it depends on the person, regardless the gender?
I think it
Can
depends.
you repeat?
Yeah. The question is, Maka, do you think that men have more problems to talk about their difficulties, situations than women? That for women is easier to talk about their problems?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So women,
And this is so sad.
so women tend to be more open to discuss and to share.
Yes, but more than a gender thing,
Hmm?
I think that is a social construction
Is it? Oh,
that
interesting.
men
So,
don't cry, men don't feel like,
okay, okay.
and this is a lie.
Interesting. Huh? That's an interesting reflection. So it has to do not only with gender, but also with the social construct. You know, it has to do like a social paradigm, or let's say our idiosyncrasy, right? Interesting, huh? Very interesting reflection. Christian, do you agree with Maka that it has to do not only with gender, but it has to do with the way our social or our society is built up?
Yes, I agree. But in my case, the
Mm,
most of men that I know don't have problems um, to talk
okay.
about the problem, to take about the problems.
Yeah, that's interesting, huh? That was an interesting reflection.
And
Okay.
teacher,
Yeah.
adding a fact about it, men have, oh, no sé cómo se dice, tasas más altas,
Higher rates,
a higher rate
higher
of
rates.
suicide
Mm. In all the contexts.
in all the contexts.
Yeah.
In adults can
Mm.
be for the pressure of
Yeah,
of
depression.
the of the
Mm.
pay the ay, no sé cómo se dice, pero por todo el tema de ser como el que mantiene la familia.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be
Yeah,
the macho
así
alpha
es.
at home. So you have more responsibility to be the
En
breadwinner.
adolescentes por no hablar en general.
Yeah, and in general, when they are younger, yeah, yeah, probably that's a good reflection. Okay, so it is a gender thing as well. So it's a multi-factor phenomenon. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. Okay, and when people talk to you, Christian, about their problems, do you feel comfortable, or you prefer to stay away from problems?
Mm, I think it's important to listen the problems of the other people
Mm,
because if I had if I have my own problems, I can talk to today.
yeah, yeah, interesting, huh? Yeah, the thing that some people, are kind of reluctant to open up, and they tend to bottle up everything they feel, or the problems they might have. Yeah. Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay, so this is the topic for today. Okay, we need to speak about problems, difficulties, and we need to speak about giving advice, giving recommendation, asking for help. Okay, so in the first activity is a reading activity. It says here in letter B, it says read 3 problems from a weekly article in a newspaper, match 2 pieces of advice to each problem. So here, it's called too macho to talk. That's because there is a tendency to believe that men don't talk too much, especially about their problems. They are kind of more introverted or closed when it comes to open up. Okay. And here we have 3 different problems. Okay. 3 different natures of problems. So what you need to do is to read the story, to read the article, to get to know about these problems, A, B, and C. And as you can see here, the second part of the text, we have 6 different pieces of advice. And the idea is to read the stories. You read the stories, the problems, and you need to match 2 pieces of advice for each problem. So you need to make the connection between pieces of advice and problems. So 2 recommendations for each problem. Is it clear, Christian, Francisco, Maca?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, Francisco, how are you?
Hello, teacher.
Hello,
Good.
hello. Okay, so I'm gonna give you around 8 minutes. I'm gonna give you around 8 minutes to read the problems, about the problems, try to digest, analyze, and understand the problems, okay, the caliber of the problem. And then you go for the recommendations and you match. 2 recommendations for each problem, okay? So you have you have 8 minutes, okay? Go. Okay, so as you can see, it's 3 different problems. Some of them are more complicated than the others. We will analyze that later on. First, we're gonna check vocabulary. Okay. So it says, too much to talk. Are you a man who finds it difficult to talk about feelings and problems with your friends and family? Send us your problem and you will get advice from our readers, right? Problem A. Can you, Christian, summarize in your own words what's the problem with person A?
Like a resume?
Yeah, like a little summary, a summary of problem A. In your words, what is it? What's the problem?
Mm, his problem is he asked to to his girlfriend that she wants to
Her,
marry him,
her.
his girlfriend.
Yeah, he wants to marry her.
Marry her.
Yeah.
But he's having second thoughts.
Yeah, like
He's not secure at all.
exactly. Very good, excellent. Okay. Any problems of vocabulary in person A? Any questions of vocabulary? What is to have second thoughts? When someone has second thoughts, what is it?
Changing his mind.
Yeah, is when you say, you know what? Thinking it over, looking at this from a different perspective, I'm not really sure. Okay, it's like to have a second opinion or a reflection about something you decided earlier. Okay, very good, very good. What are the 2 recommendations for this person, Christian, from 1 to 6?
He needs to
Numbers?
realize
Numbers?
the number. Number 6.
You shouldn't do anything in a hurry. Set a day, 18 months from which will be time to be sure that you're doing it right. Okay, don't plan too much. Start booking restaurants and getting okay. That makes sense. And number 2.
4.
Felt it was right at the time, but for some reason now you're not sure. You clearly love this girl. No, go, etc. Very good. Any problems of vocabulary in 4 and 6? In number 4 and in number 6, any problems?
No.
No? Is it clear? Christian,
Yes.
is it good advice for person A?
Both are good advices.
Both are good pieces of advice.
In my opinion.
In your opinion, pieces of advice. Very good. Maca, what about person B? Can you summarize in a couple of lines the problem?
His wife is having an important event,
Yes.
but he has to work.
Exactly. Okay, and that's the dilemma, right? That's the dilemma. Any problems of vocabulary in person B? Any questions? No, no problems in person B? Okay, what are the 2 pieces of advice, Maca, from 1 to 6?
The advice are number 2.
Number 2, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth making problems at work. Why don't you suggest that she has a girlfriend? Okay, makes sense. And
Number 5.
you should be there. Maybe this is a once in a lifetime moment. Perfect, very good. Any problems of vocabulary in the pieces of advice?
No.
No? Do you understand the expression? Do you understand the expression it's worth? You know what that means? It's
I
worth.
think.
It means vale la pena, ¿cierto? Vale la pena, that's it's worth. Pues acá dice, yo no creo que valga la pena hacer problemas. Yeah, so it's worth valer la pena. Very good. Excellent. And Francisco, well, letter C, person C, can you summarize in a couple of lines the problem?
Yes. She was spent 2 weeks in a Cape Cook,
Okay.
but this man, his wife, she wanted find her father really difficult to get along.
Okay.
So
the husband is having problems with his father-in-law, right? That's the idea?
yes.
Okay. Okay. Any problems of vocabulary in person C, in problem C? Any questions?
No, teacher.
Okay. And Francisco, what are the two pending solutions or pieces of advice for this person?
It's the number 1 and number 3.
Number 1, this seems like an easy one. So try to avoid him or polite, that makes sense. And number 3, you should tell your wife how you feel, be polite, and above all, be honest, makes sense. Any problems of vocabulary in number 1 and number 3? Any questions?
No, teacher.
No? Perfect, very good. Question for you, Christian. Which of the 3 problems you consider more difficult to deal with, more complex?
Problem A, without a doubt.
Why is it so complex?
Because the feelings are complex.
Yeah, because feelings are, when there are feelings involved, that's deep waters, right? Yeah,
Yes.
that's an expression gringos use, okay? Deep waters, aguas profundas. Eso significa problemas, complicaciones, okay? So when there are feelings involved, that means deep waters, right? So, okay. Do you agree, guys? Francisco Maca, do you think that problem A is the most complicated one?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Okay. And Francisco, which of the 6 tips do you think is the best tip? Which of the 6 did you like the most as a piece of advice?
I think the number 2.
Number 2, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth making problems at work. Why don't you suggest that she asks a girlfriend or a family? Okay, complicated. Maka, what about you? What is your top 1 tip advice on the list?
Number 6.
Number 6, you shouldn't do anything in a hurry. Set a day. I think that makes sense, right? Should never do anything in a hurry. Yeah, that makes sense. Very good. Okay, so we're talking about having problems, having difficulties. We have been talking about who we talk to when we have problems. We have said that it depends on the problem, it depends on the people, it depends on the context, it depends on you. Okay, some people probably prefer talking to himself, okay, instead of talking to somebody else. We have analyzed some typical problems in real life and some advice. Now, when we give recommendations, when we give advice, there is a typical formula we use, and that is the use of should or shouldn't. So whenever you want to give advice, people usually use this expression to imply help recommendation. So in the next activity here, we are going to review a little bit the way we give advice by using the verb, the modal verb should, okay? So you need to go to page 140. So go to page 140. Go to page 140, this one here. Page 140. So here on this page, you have all the grammar explanation for the use of should and shouldn't for giving advice. So first you need to read this to get the general idea. And then you go to the next page, you go to page 141, page 141. And here, section 8A, you have two activities. In activity A, it says complete with should or shouldn't, depending on the context, obviously. And in activity B, it says complete the sentences with should or shouldn't, plus a verb from this list here, because it needs to be logical, right? Is it clear, Maca, Fran, Cisco, Christian?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give you around 8 minutes, 8 minutes to do the activities, okay? And then we check. If you need help, you just talk to me because I'm gonna be here, okay? 8 minutes, go. I think it's enough time. It's not so difficult. Should and shouldn't are kind of easy expressions to use, okay? Not so complicated. So let's see the activities, okay? In the first activity, it says complete with shouldn't or shouldn't, depending on the context, obviously. So let's go one by one checking. I'm gonna use the pointer so I can show you where. Okay, so let's begin. Christian, what about number one?
You shouldn't work really long hours every day.
Wonderful. Francisco, what about number two?
You should lose a while. You should lose a little bit of weight.
Yes, remember the pronunciation. Should, okay? Should. Very good. Maka, what about number three?
You should eat more fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, fruit, silai, fruit and vegetables. Excellent. Number four, Christian.
You shouldn't put so much sugar in your coffee.
Exactly. You shouldn't put so much sugar in your coffee. It's not good for your health. Number five, Francisco.
You should start exercising.
Yeah, you should start exercising. Yes. Maka, what about number six?
You should drink less soda.
No, I like Coca-Cola. I don't want to give up Coca-Cola. Number seven, Christian.
You should drink more water.
No, it's boring. Water is boring. No, I want Coca-Cola. Number eight, Francisco.
You shouldn't go to bed so late.
Yes, acuerden la pronunciación. Shh. Igual como hacer callar, así. Should, shouldn't, should. ¿Ya? Cuidado con confundirlo con ch. No es shouldn't, es shouldn't. Yeah.
Shouldn't.
Okay. Any questions in activity A? Any problems? No question?
No.
No. Activity B, complete the sentences with should or shouldn't plus a verb in the list. Maka, you begin this time. What about number 1?
You, sorry. You should wear a scarf. It is really cold today.
Wonderful. Number 2, Christian.
I should study this afternoon. I have an exam tomorrow.
Brilliant. Number 3, Christian.
You shouldn't drive alone in that part of the city. Take a taxi.
Exactly. Francisco.
She should more. She should relax more. She is very stressed.
Yeah, amazing. Very good. Number 5, Maka.
Teacher,
Yes.
I think I make a mistake in 3 because it's
Shouldn't. You shouldn't walk
go,
alone.
walk,
Yeah, you
and
shouldn't. You said go?
I said drive.
Ah, okay. No, it's true. You shouldn't walk alone in the park.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
I noticed it after.
All right. Number 5, Maka, what about number 5? This
You
is driving.
shouldn't drive so fast at night. The rats are dangerous.
See, roads. Roads
Roads.
are dangerous. Number 6, Christian.
You should go to bed. You look tired.
Exactly. Number 7, Francisco.
You should study more time.
Number 7. Parents.
Oh. Parents should study more time with their children.
Okay. Everybody agrees? Or should spend? No, should spend, right?
Yeah.
Is it should spend? Yeah. Parents should spend more time with their children.
Spend.
Okay. Because study is number 2. That is a study. Okay. Okay. Number 8, Francisco.
Okay. We should take a break yet. We shouldn't take a break yet. We only started work at 10.
Brilliant. We shouldn't take a break yet. We only started work at 10 and it's just 11, okay? Very good. Any problems of vocabulary or grammar in activity B? Any questions?
No.
No.
No? Is it kind of clear? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now we forget a little bit about this topic, which is the use of should or shouldn't, because it's a very simple idea. And we need to go to something different, which is more connected with vocabulary, okay? We need to explore vocabulary connected with the idea of get. So let's go back to the unit, page 61 again, I guess it is. Page 61, let me get there. 61, yes. And you need to go to page 61, activity 5, 61, activity 5, 61, activity 5. We are going to explore the word get, okay? For some people, the verb get is a comodín. It's like a joker when you play cards, because you can use get with different meanings depending on the situation. Look at here. Get could be buy or obtain, Get could be receive. Get could be become. So as you can see, the verb get has multiple meanings depending on the situation. So look at the first one. It says, send us your problem and you will get advice. So what is get in this case? A, B, or C?
B.
B, receive. Very good. Look at the second one. If you start booking restaurants, reserving restaurants, and getting close for the big day, what is getting close in this case?
A.
B or C? A, buying, right? And look at the last one. I'm getting really stressed about it. What is get in this case? Become. Okay? Es como ponerse o conseguir un estado. So as you can see, get could have different meanings depending on the context. It could be buy, obtain, receive, or become. So in the next activity, we need to study the different uses of the verb get. So you will see that get is a very versatile verb, okay? So go to page 159. Go to page 159. 159. Go to page 159 here, get. Page 159, get. So here you have a set of expressions with get. Get meaning become, get meaning become again, get meaning buy, get plus a preposition for the phrasal verb, get plus to when it means arrive, and get meaning receive. Okay? And some possible combinations, right? So what you need to do is very simple. You need to match the expressions with the corresponding pictures. Is it clear? Maca, Francisco, Christian?
Clear.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you 5 minutes only. 5 minutes to match expressions and pictures. For example, get become, get nervous is picture number 1. Ponerse nerviosa. Okay? You have 5 minutes. Go.
Teacher,
Yes.
can you put the image this?
Okay. You have 5 minutes. Go. Okay, so in this activity, we are supposed to put into practice the use of get as a particular joker or comodín in English, because you can use it in different contexts. And the idea is to match the expressions here with the corresponding picture. It's a matching activity, okay? So you give me the numbers. I'm not gonna give names, to just shout out the number, okay? What is get angry?
Number 5.
Exactly. Get divorced?
3.
3. Very good. That's an interesting picture. Get in shape?
6.
Get lost?
4.
4. Exactly. Get married?
2.
2. Get nervous is the number 1. Very good. Now get meaning become. Get better?
7.
7.
7.
Very good. Get colder?
9.
9. Get worse?
8.
8. Very good. Let's see now, get and buy or obtain. Get a job?
11.
11.
11. Get a newspaper.
12.
12.
Get a ticket.
12. Ah, no.
Let's get a ticket.
10.
Is it 10? Yes, get a ticket.
10.
Now get plus preposition, phrasal verbs. Get along well with someone. Llevarse bien con alguien.
13.
13.
13.
Get on or get off a bus.
15.
15. Get up in the morning.
14.
14.
14. Then we have get to, meaning arrive. Get home.
16.
16. Exactly, very good. Get to school.
18.
18, very good. Get to work.
17.
17.
17.
Perfect. Okay, very good. And finally, get meaning receive. Get an email.
19.
19. Get a present.
21.
21.
That's 21.
21.
And get a text message. That's 20, right? Very good.
Yes.
Any problems of vocabulary in the expressions? Any expression you don't know, you don't understand? Any problems? No problems? No questions?
Get along with
Get along well with is
what it means.
llevarse bien con alguien. Por ejemplo, si tú quieres decir, yo me llevo bien con mi hermano, I get along well with my brother. Llevarse bien con alguien. Okay? To have a good connection.
Okay.
To have a good connection with someone. Any other questions? No? Okay, now I need to do homework for next class. I'm going to go back to page 61. Go back to page 61 and I need to give you homework. I'll need to give you homework. Let me make it bigger because I don't see. Okay, there. Okay, this is going to be, remember, page 61. This is going to be your homework, okay, for next class. Is to answer these questions. Okay, so you read all these questions. All these questions are connected with get. Okay, so what you need to do for next class is to answer the questions, and next class we check the answers. Is it clear? Christian, Francisco, Maca?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Ya chiquillos, próxima semana no los veo. Recuérdense que tienen la semana de receso. Así que nos vemos en una semana más, ¿ya? Así que aprovecho de desearles que lo pasen muy bien su semana de receso, que traten en lo posible de descansar, aunque sea un poquito. Dedíquenle por lo menos un par de días a su ser interno y su ser externo. Compartan con su familia, con sus amigos. Y por supuesto, cuídense, ¿ok? Y que tengan una buena jornada hoy día también y que les vaya bien en sus pruebas, si es que tienen pruebas de electromagnetismo, de lo que sea esta semana. Así que un abrazo grande, chiquillos, un gusto haber estado con ustedes de nuevo y nos vemos en una semana más, ¿ya? Cuídense. Bye bye.
Thank
Yes,
you,
teacher.
teacher.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Take care. Bye bye.